Welcome everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today is a video that I wish I wasn't really talking about, and that is cheating in sim racing. And I'm not talking about forcing other people off the track, cutting corners, etc, because most of the time those things are sort of policed, especially in esports scenes and even in general day-to-day online races as well. In most platforms there are systems in place to be able to stop that from happening, or at least get those people banned and protested, etc. But no, what I'm talking about is the use of hacks and programs to enable people to go faster than their ability allows them to. And this is similar to a way in how first-person shooters have been riddled with aimbots, etc., which control your mouse or your controller and your aim, and automatically locks you on to other players, and you basically are being led by an AI, by a program, which your own ability doesn't allow you to be that good. It's unnatural. Now, when it comes to sim racing, using hacks, they're very subtle. And this is the smart thing about them, is that it's not a case of just putting your foot down and the car sticks to the road and takes you a million miles an hour around the racetrack. Like, you never lift off the throttle. I mean, I'm sure there are hacks out there for that. I think I've actually seen some as well. But yes, what I particularly am starting to see as a avid motorsport fan, as an avid sim racer, I've started to see these clips and these videos pop up online on my Twitter feeds, on my YouTube, more and more in the last year or so. And this has come in direct correlation with the rise and popularity of sim racing. And I think it's no coincidence that as kind of the money in sim racing has gone up, whether that be in doing it for a full-time job, or whether that be in like winnings in the esports scene, it's becoming more prevalent. Now, it's mostly at the moment, I will admit, more so on the F1 scene, on the F1 game side of things, and that is mainly because, believe it or not, guys, F1 or the F1 Games Codemasters doesn't even have an anti-cheat system. Now, you may be asking, well, why? Why would it need an anti-cheat system? Because it is racing. But, well, if you play on PC, it's very easy. There's some talent. There are some very talented people out there who know how to work around these systems and create these hacks. I mean, to be honest, their time is probably better spent elsewhere if they're able to create these hacks. I mean, I'm not a programmer, I'm not a software engineer, so maybe they're a lot easier to make than not. But it seems that this game in particular is riddled with it, especially at the top esports scene, and I'm starting to see a bit of a direct correlation in regards to age and the people using these hacks and these grip hacks. They're predominantly more on the younger side, teenagers who are up and coming, new on the scene, and just want to be as good as their idols, such as Jana Watmere and Lucas Blakely. Now, I won't lie and sit here that I'm massively into the F1 esports side of things, or even the F1 game in general. Played it when I was growing up on console, not so much on the PC side of things. But I keep an eye on sim racing as a whole. I might not play some of these sims on the regular, but I like to know what's going on. I like to keep up to date with the goings on in the world, and the F1 esports scene does intrigue me. And I'm just seeing it more and more often at the moment, and so much so that there's probably genuine drivers who are coming through the scene and are being questioned on their legalities, on their authenticity. And that's similar to another game, Call of Duty, that I used to love playing and just watching as well. And as soon as someone new, streamer-wise, comes on the scene, there are question marks about how good they are. Are they using hacks? Or is it just them? It's more so they're using hacks. And that's kind of I feel like the realm that we're getting into with sim racing at the moment, particularly on the F1 side, the F1 game side. Ultimately, they need to add a anti-cheat. EA are now owners of Codemasters, they have anti-cheats for Battlefield and other games. While maybe not the best anti-cheat system in the world, because still people have workarounds, they need to find a way to detect this, because it's just bringing their game and the F1 game as well, F1 license, kind of a little bit into disrepute at the moment. So yeah, we'll see. But it is not isolated to F1 games. I am starting to see now hacks and grip hacks or whatever starting to be used on other sims. Most recently, one in ACC. But to the untrained eye, you may be looking at it going, well, there's nothing untoward there. But if you've raced around, particularly Watkins Glen, this track, I'll put a description in the link below, so you can watch this video. It'll be playing at the same time as well. But if you want to properly analyze it, you can go to the actual Twitter page of who posted it, and you can see the little nuances between the two different laps, the natural lap and the supposed grip hack, and you can just tell that, yeah, he shouldn't be able to be doing that out of that corner. He shouldn't be able to get his throttle down that quickly without the traction control kicking in, or the rear ends not sliding around. It's all these minute details that, if you're an avid sim racer, you will know. You will know what you're able to do and what you're not. And especially if you're a constant viewer of the pros, you can see their inputs. You've watched enough laps of theirs to know how good the best are. And then to see someone come through and be that much better, there is understandably question marks. And there's certain things that you can keep an eye on. Now, what I'm intrigued by and worried by, actually, is that, as I said at the start, this is becoming more and more common. It's starting to filter out into other sims, and you may be sitting there going, well, iRacing has never had this. iRacing has. iRacing has had its, while rarer, it has had its incidences of people using hacks. It wouldn't surprise me if there are some people out there now, and I'm not saying any names or anything like that, because I don't know. It just wouldn't surprise me if there are people out there on the platform now, whether they're 2K, 9K, 10, I don't know, whatever. But it wouldn't surprise me if there's people using hacks who have found workarounds to beat the system. Now, iRacing does have an anti-cheat in place, so that's why you don't really see it so often on iRacing. But there have been instances in the past where straight away people have gone, hang on a second, that's not right. There's always little workarounds in sims to gain an advantage. We've seen that with grass dipping, we've seen it with dragging the brakes, etc. But they're not so much, that's not what I call out and out cheating in regards to using a hack, using a piece of software. That's entirely different. That's finding little loopholes, shall we say, and advantages in the sim. Shouldn't be done, in my opinion, but it's not the same as going online, downloading a hack or a grip hack, and then just planting the throttle, and automatically you're able to just stick it round a corner when you've got the whole warming up of the tyres and just all of these other elements coming into play. So yeah, it's starting to become a problem. I really hope the developers of all of these titles get on top of this very quickly. And yeah, I just hope that the people who are using these hacks and are using these cheats get their comeuppance. Because I can't stand cheats. I can't stand people using these hacks on any type of game, because it just makes it unfair for everyone. And look, there's always going to be people who are better out there than you. That's just kind of how it goes. And I don't want to get into this point of where, is that person better than me just because of hacks? Like, I know I'm not got a racing background. I know I am just your average Joe sim racer, and I accept people are better than me. But there's a lot of people out there who don't. They so badly want to win, but this is the extent that they're wanting to go to be the best. But then they're not the best, are they? So the thing is as well is that there's a genuine segue now with sim racing into real life racing. And if these people, kids, whoever, think that this is going to be a genuine segue into a real life drive for them, or a real life simulator position for them, because some people have gone on to being sim racing drivers or sim racing testers for F1 teams, etc., and other motorsports teams, they're soon going to get found out, and it's only going to hurt them in the long run. So yeah, that's just my 2 pence really in regards to this kind of cheating saga that's going on at the moment. I really hope it dies down, but I don't know. On one hand, I just think that some people are going to see an opportunity here to create more, and yeah, it's only going to get worse. I really hope it doesn't. And also, just lastly touching, the latest individual who has been caught with cheats open in a folder in the latest F1 esports race. Once again, link to the video is down below. 1, you're naive. 2, what the hell was you thinking of? And 3, putting out a statement that just a blanket statement with no proof whatsoever that you was working with Codemasters and EA in regards to giving data back to them in regards to how these hacks work is not enough to acquit you of blame and fault, in my opinion. Call me a pessimist, call me skeptical, to say the least, but you need something better than just a blanket statement to convince me that after seeing that evidence of cheats open in your folder and highlighted, which indicates that they were open while you was doing the race, doesn't acquit you of any blame, in my opinion. You need something more concrete than that. So yeah, I hope it just gets sorted, guys, and I hope that our love of sim racing isn't spoilt by these hacks, and that, yes, while iRacing here, it's very, very rare, I hope that particularly iRacing, because it's what I predominantly race, stay on top of it, stay ahead of it in regards to these potential hacks coming into the sim. And I hope that other sims as well, like Assetto Corsa Competizione, like the F1 games, get ahead and introduce anti-cheats and limit these hacks, or remove them entirely so that they make it not possible. Because I am a sim racing lover, and I don't want this hobby and this genre that I'm so passionate about to be viewed upon like the Call of Duty scene, as an example, which is really, really suffering with the amount of cheats that are able to be accessed in the game. I really don't want our genre to go down that route and get that reputation to the wider audience. Because if we all want this to grow as a genre and become more popular and just be better, we don't want these around, these hacks and these cheats around. So yeah, this is just my 2 pence, guys, on everything. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Yeah, hopefully this is the last we hear of it, and the developers cut it out for us, and we can just go back to enjoying our racing and shouting at those that crash into us. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Turn those notifications on. I'll see you for the next one. Bye.